Well, welcome back. This is Rhonda Francis with part 2 of coloring this geranium from Beautiful Blossoms Grayscale Coloring Book for Adults. In this session, we're going to be doing the background, which I will do in pastels. Now these are just inexpensive pastels that I picked up at Hobby Lobby. That's their brand, Master's Touch. So they were not really too expensive. I think they were like $28 for 48 of them, but I got them on sale, so about half that price. So when I do pastels, just jump right in here. When I do pastels, I don't apply them directly to the paper. So I will look for the darker areas and I will use a darker, in this case I'm going to use dark green, and I'm going to use a knife and I'm going to scrape off some onto the paper. Normally I use a nail file, a metal nail file. I just grate some off with the raspy part of it. I'm just using this because it's what I have in the studio. Then I want to take one of these. These are just those little round cotton makeup remover pads. So that's what I put them on with. I'll just take one of those and I fold it in half, and then I fold it in half again so that I have a bit of a point. That little point is what I'm going to blend with. I try not to touch my flower here. Do it in a circular motion as well. Some of it will stick to the cotton and then you can dab it up and move it around to other areas. It's easy to blend colors together like this. You can even put them in a container, like a small dish, grate 2 or 3 colors together, stir them up. Now I'm going to go with a lighter shade then. And then I'll just take that and fold it over the other way so that I have a fairly clean edge to work on. Although these cotton pads are like $2 here in the States for 100 of them at Walmart. And then I have a paler green yet I'm going to use in these highlighted areas. I'll probably just turn it inside out, flip it around the other way so I can have a cleaner area to work off of. kind of just use the shading in the background to get an idea of where you should be using your different colors. You can see if I pick up color from another area with the lighter color, it changes it to an entirely different shade, which is fine unless you really have to stay with a certain color. You know, the point of the background is that it's out of focus, and it just gives you the indication of foliage in the background, but not necessarily a crisp foliage. And then I'm just going to kind of just rub these around. Now on the other side, I can see in the original there's a little bit of other colors. So I'm going to take a little bit of this. Oh, these don't have colors on them. I'm just going to call that ochre. And put some different color, work it in there a little. Make the background more interesting. Try not to rub it into the flower itself because it will be hard to get off sometimes. If you just get it on there, you can brush it off or blow it off, but if you actually rub it in, then you're going to have a hard time getting it off. I'm also going to use a little brown in here. I just keep trying to find clean spots on here, but you know, you can see the colors are getting all blended together, so it's really not that vital. So I think the browns will just indicate that that's the earth back behind it. As this is shot from an angle above the flower looking down at it. And I think the brown kind of tones things down a little bit as well. Use some of that lighter color here. Switch them around and change the colors out a little bit as I go. The point is, I don't want it to be just all one solid flat shade when I'm done. It's not likely that the background would be all one color in real life, unless you just had maybe grass behind it. Now I can see something that I missed here. See if I can get to it. And that is, I'm going to need a green pencil for that. I'm going to use a Pablo. This is olive, just olive. Number, looks like 243. Because down in here is a leaf. Part of the back of the flower that's not a flower, the structure that holds it there. And I want to go back to that olive yellow and just hit those real quick. And I think that'll help matters. Figure out what I do with my white. Tone that down just a little bit. I'm going to brush away the excess pastel. Looks like there's also some sort of a little bit of a leaf coming out here. I'll just go ahead and hit that. Just touch that up real quick. This is kind of hard to get to with your pastels down in here, so I'll often down in the corners just grab a pencil of a similar shade. Just to get that color down in without getting it all over the flower itself. And because there are so many different shades there, you don't have to be real precise. So now you can do more work on that if you like. You can always take pencils, they'll go over top of the pastels pretty easily. You can blend in more colors if you think you need it. I just have so many shades of green in this pastel set, and we have actually used every one of them on here. So that is a finished page. All I do at this point, sign off on it, make it mine. And that's all there is to it. Thanks for watching, and I hope to see you again on the next one.